I'm Vali Höll, I'm 22 years old and I'm riding for the white team mob. Well, my parents were always mountain bike riders, but never really into competition, not really any kind of dedicated athlete style, just doing it for fun. And then I grew up with ski racing, so I was always quite competitive, and I was just looking for a sport in the summer. And mountain biking back then wasn't really a thing to do, normally just play soccer or judo or something else, but skiing is the main thing in Austria. But then I kind of started because my dad found that IXS Cup series on the internet, and yeah, we drove 8 hours to Winterberg, Germany, and I won my first race. And then my dad was like, maybe you're not doing so bad. And then I did ski racing and bike racing at the same time. And then one day I just had to decide what I want to do because my parents couldn't drive me everywhere whole year long. So I decided for mountain biking, yeah, and just started pretty easy off and somehow ended up at the World Cups. It's mad, I never really planned to be world champion, or it was never a set goal for me or for my parents or anything. It was just, yeah, do whatever you want, and somehow I really enjoyed it and I got better every year, and somehow I was always top of my age group, and it kept going until I joined the elite, and it took me a few years to groove into it, but yeah, I just really like the sport, and you get more competitive over the years and more professional with training, and yeah, the women's field is pushing each other, so it's not stopping. Well, I'm trying to not look too much about what the other ones are doing, but I know Nina is really strong this season. She had a brilliant off season. Every other rider pretty much had not many injuries except of Miriam Nicole, but yeah, Tani is back. Then you have Camille Ballange back, and then you don't forget about the small ones coming up like Phoebe and those girls, because they're ripping, and I'm excited to see them. I mean, on one hand it's nice to you achieve those titles, so you don't need to chase them anymore. It's not like you're running behind that World Champions win for many years. Luckily I could achieve everything quite early on in my career. I feel like the team change just came at the right moment. Everything was running perfect, but I think it was the right decision to change team because I'm still young and I can adapt, and I feel like a new challenge is always something nice, and to get a new environment, and that kind of motivates you. And obviously you always want to do better than before. Doing better than last year is quite a big ask, I would say, but if I achieved a similar thing it would be amazing, and if not, I just try it. Oh, it's pretty cool at one hand, but also if you're not a really extroverted person, it's quite hard, because you don't feel like part of, you're the new one into the group, they have already the inside jokes and you're just trying to learn as soon and adapt as quick as possible. Luckily I could bring over some people from the old team, so the most important people I had last year I still work with, so I feel like that's a really important base for me, just to feel mentally ready and good and people who care about me. And then yeah, just cruising in and along with the new staff people, yeah. So I have a brand new mechanic working with me, but I'm still working with my old mechanic, Matt Gallion. He's my dedicated suspension technician from RockShox, so he's gonna still do track work with me and help me with lines and stuff, and yeah, go up with me to the start, because I've been working with him for 6 years now, so it's nothing I would like to change, to be honest. And then I brought over our team physiotherapist, Greg, and he's also my psychologist, so it's a really important person in my life, to be honest. We're not really trying, we have a brand new bike. It's gonna be released this weekend, so that's really exciting. But it's just that we have people working inside RockShox and working inside YT, and they kind of try to work together and make me as comfortable as possible. I think it's nice to rely on so much knowledge, and also I get more and more experience with what I want and what I can feel when I ride my bike, and then to give their feedback and make it work for me, I guess. Well, first of all, they're not far away from my level. They all bring such an amazing natural speed and skill, especially the style. I feel like you can see the new generation that just grew up in the bike parks, and they just have they can manual, they can do whips, they can do scrubs, everything looks so easy to them. And I'm talking about it like I'm 30, but they're just 4 years younger than me, so they're not far away. I think the only thing that's different is the mental game, maybe. You just need to find that confidence, and then it won't take long until they're able to win races. But just don't stress the first year like I did. Like, I accepted way too much, and then you just need those few years to like find your consistency and where you feel comfortable with pushing, and when you push a bit too much or when you don't push enough, and that's where you learn. Yeah, I mean, the first races of the season were never like my strongest races, but I'm trying not to focus on the first race of the season way too much, because the first race is not defining your whole year, I would say. So I'm just gonna take it step by step. It's the first race on a new bike, so I just need to groove in a little bit and yeah, enjoy it. I feel like the mental game is also combined with age. Like, the older you get, the more self-confidence you get, and the more you start liking yourself and accepting yourself how you are, and you see your positives and you don't care about your weaknesses too much. So yeah, you just find your mojo the older you get, I would say. Thanks.
That was really interesting.